Welcome to today's video. I am the Dollar Bin Diver. If you are new to my page, as the title says, jump into dollar bins, 50-cent bins, and discount bins. I use this page to help share my latest hobbies and addiction, which is comic book collecting. As you can tell also, I like to share another one of my recent hobbies, which is bourbon samplings. So, today I have quite a good haul from a relatively local peddler's mall, primarily from a vendor I have mentioned before, who is Kirby's Comics. He has booths set up at vendors malls and peddlers malls throughout Kentucky, and I have gotten some many good deals from him over this last year, so I like to highlight a lot of his stuff. Today I have a good stack to show off. Starting here, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is annual number 4. Before she married Ben Parker, Aunt May loved another man, a criminal. Now he's back, and if he can't have her, no one will. Awesome Spidey cover there with the black suit. For $1, had to pick it up, add to my collection. The Spectacular run is one that I'm trying to complete as a Dollar Bin Diver. That's more realistic than the Amazing Spider-Man run, so we'll see where I go. Alright, continuing on though. Here is the first Captain America issue. This is the Mark Waid run. This is issue 13. As some of you may know, I am one of those weirdos who will not read into a story until I have a good run completed. So I do not have all the dozen before that, so I have not started on this yet. I believe this is the 3rd volume. I believe this came from the 98 run, so I'm excited to get it going. But moving on to another Captain America run, the Brubaker run. This is issue 28 of that run. Let's see, the Initiative. Okay, one thing I do like about my vendor's mall runs, sometimes we get 2 for 1 price. And this is issue 29 of that same run. Now, I do believe this run was individually numbered until a certain point where it becomes issue 600, but I do not recall the numbers right off. Moving on though, in that same run, I was able to find issue number 50. Awesome cover there. 75 cents for that, it looks like. And I don't know as much about this, but it came with an extra book, Superior, Mark Miller, and I might butcher this, but Lionel Yu. Okay, so as I mentioned, at 600, the run starts doing the legacy numbering. So I was able to find in that issue 608. 609. Let's do it this way actually. 610. 612. 614. As well as from another booth, the collected editions, issues 22 through 24, which cover the Civil War run. But I will try to move on a little quicker. Very excited to have a good chunk of that run so I can be reading on it. So, not every book I get is at the $1 or less. Sometimes I pay $2 and I'm quite pleased with it. Donny Cates being one of the authors I have been reading more of the newer stuff from. I read through his whole Venom run, and now I'm starting to work on Thor. I was able to find issue 16 here, a variant for $2, and I could not pass it up. Okay, moving on to back to some 90s goodness. Here is Forceworks, issue 15. I believe I have the first 9 or 10 issues of this, so I'm trying to get this run completed, especially from the dollar bins. And it came with an extra Iron Man Legacy, issue number 1. I currently was not collecting this run. I don't know much about it, but this is issue 1, so I might give it a read and see if it's worth starting on. Okay. Now, this one was an odd one. This is from the Feared Self event, and the Monkey King. I know nothing about this character for Marvel. Being a martial artist myself, I know the character, the Monkey King, from Chinese culture and various other interpretations. So I'm excited to look at this. Being a one-shot, I don't mind just jumping right in there. Okay. Also, with the Feared Self, I was able to find issue 7.2. This is Thor. I believe I have completed the event in collecting. Now I have, I guess. And then I have 7.1 and 7.3, which is Iron Man and Captain America. So perhaps I can add that to my list here shortly. Okay, moving on. This one, the Punisher, I don't collect it as aggressively, but I figured for, I believe it's $1, and to come with an issue of Wolverine, which I have softly started collecting, I figured why not? I could not pass that up. Okay, moving on a little quicker. Secret Empire Omega, issue 1. I have started collecting on this event. I was pretty much a sucker for that cover. It's just an awesome cover there. So, it being issue number 1, perhaps I'll jump into it and see what all's going on there. I believe this was the only Marvel Comics Presents I found that day. This is Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange. Also in this issue, Gabriel, Devil Hunter. Okay, moving on. Sleepwalker, issue 33. I have a good chunk of this run, except for issue 1. I actually did not realize it went into the 30s. So when I found this, I was like, well, I guess I have to grab it. I have up into the 20s, and perhaps I'll have that run completed here soon as well. Okay, pull these off. Moving on. Marvel 2-in-1. The Thing and Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's issue 26. And I was also able to find issue 76, The Thing and Iceman. And then kind of backtracking a little, but this was my favorite one. Issue 36, The Thing and Mr. Fantastic, From the Past into the Present. Also, Skull the Slayer. Alright. It's a fun little run with some sleeper keys, some might say, that I had to grab. I have been collecting on. I did fall prey to the 90s shiny with this Incredible Hulk. See if I can show off that without the glare. Alright, and that's also issue number 400. Just a nice cover. I am collecting some of the Incredible Hulk. So, and that is part 4 of 4, so my OCD may keep me from reading that just yet. But moving on, here is Avengers, Heroes Return. This is the first issue of the 98 run. I have started collecting this, and being issue 1, I will jump right into it. This, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know what this is. That's issue 1, but there's issue 1. So I had to dive into this one. And when I opened it up, I realized this is the penciling from George Perez for this run. For this issue, that is. So this is, I'll show you a few pages here. Some beautiful sketching penciling from George Perez for this issue. When I was younger, did some sketching. Never got into it deep, but this has me wanting to give it another go. This is just some beautiful artwork, beautiful penciling. Okay, rebag this and then I'll move on here. But there's issue 1 with this awesome different rough cut, as they had to put. Also in that run, as they would have found issue number 10, as well as issue number 33. I have a lot more issues in this run. Perhaps when I complete it, I will do a video and show off the completed run. I believe this one also had a Fantastic Four issue 496. I currently have not been collecting this far into the Fantastic Four run as aggressively, but I figured for $1, couldn't pass that up. And, well, the 2 for 1. Alright. Now, back into the main run of the Avengers, though. Issue 375. 48-page issue. Okay. Now, I really broke my big rule here. I paid more than $1 for this comic. Being a facsimile issue of one of the first superhero comics, Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. I don't collect DC as heavy, but just the historical value of this comic, even as a facsimile, I had to have it for my collection. Alright, now to show off one of the coolest parts of this trip, which was this collection of Shang, Master of Kung Fu, that I was able to find. So I'm going to run through these a little quicker. There's issue 34. There's issue 50. 51. As you can tell, these are not all in the best condition, but for roughly $1 each, I had to grab them. Ever since the news of the Shang-Chi movie, I started collecting as many of these as I could out of dollar bins before they went sky high in price. There's 56 and 57. Ooh, Death is the Black Ninja. Interesting. And then there's issue 81, as well as issue 93. And last of what I found that day, issue number 123. So, not a consecutive run of issues. These being so sparse, I will most likely look to read them individually. So, placing these back up there. So for this run, I think I did pretty good. I was really happy with what I was able to find. I came home with a larger stack than I probably should have, but I think we all know that's how it goes sometimes. I figured for the Master of Kung Fu, might as well pick out a Master Bourbon. Masterfully crafted bourbon, which is the Elijah Craig Small Batch. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 94 proof. So as you can tell, made in true small batches for balance and smoothness. As you can tell, I've had a few samples of this one already. And I believe that'll be my pick for having some samples while enjoying some of these comics. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out my other videos.